Hi there! So in this video, I'm going to talk a little bit about one way that we can warm up on the horn. Well, the warm-up is a really important part of our day, of our routine, of our plan for success and just enjoyment. When we warm up, we give ourselves the ability to play the music that we love much more easily and prepare our bodies and our faces and our air and our minds and our ears to be able to play the horn really well. So it's a very important part of our day. One of the best ways to really utilize a warm-up is to have a warm-up on hand that is a standard one that you do at least most days. This can help with consistency and hitting the notes and really tasting each of the notes that we have on the horn, because each note has its own unique taste. So this is the most basic warm-up that I often teach my students. And there are many much more elaborate, much more involved, much longer warm-ups. And as you work with your teacher, or with me if I'm your teacher, more and more you can learn more of those and have more warm-ups that are catered to you and your needs and your abilities. But today, again, this is just the most basic. So before I started this video, I did a couple of exercises just on the mouthpiece. And so I really encourage you, if you haven't done that yet, go ahead and pause this video and go to your mouthpiece and do some exercises. I'll include a link below to the exercise that I do, the two exercises that I begin my day with on the mouthpiece. But it's really up to you and what you feel good about. But a little bit of mouthpiece buzzing, holding the mouthpiece just with two fingers at the stem, can really help get the air going. So one reason I really like this is because it utilizes our ears and our air. So when you're playing these notes, you don't have to think about fingerings. You don't have to think about any of it. You can just try to match the pitches that you hear from me, and also you really use your air to flow through all of the notes. So to begin, we will just play with no fingerings, no trigger, and none of these buttons. So we'll find our first note and try to just exhale easily into the horn. That's our first note. Okay. And the pattern that we'll do will be both a slurred pattern followed immediately by an articulated pattern. The same pattern but articulated. So listen for that. So I'm really making sure that it's my air that is creating these pitches, not slotting them, not squeezing to get the note, and not going ha 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 ha, but smooth airstream. So next we do the same thing, but on the second finger. If you don't immediately get these notes, or they start to go out of control a little bit, you don't quite get the pitches the first time, that's okay. The most important part is that you're really focusing on your air and really ease of keeping the lips within the mouthpiece nice and supple as you blow. We need a little bit of corner action, tucking into our teeth. Other than that, really focus on the ease of that and the air stream that hits right at the aperture, right where your lips meet. So next we have our first finger. Okay, 1 and 2. Again, still no trigger at all. So that one was a little bit iffy on my part, at least for me, my version of iffy. So I'm just going to do that one more time. And as you articulate this exercise, right, first once through slurred, next articulated very lightly, really try to make sure that you're still doing the same stuff with your air. It's really nice and easy air, and your tongue is not getting in the way of the air at all, except for in the moment, the very moment that you actually articulate. Okay, so now 2 and 3. And that first note was a little bit rough. As we get lower, it can be a little bit more difficult to be really centered immediately. And it's worth just trying again. Even better the next time. Okay, 1 and 3. This is a lot of tubing, so your airstream can be nice and full and easy and kind of a bigger airstream. And I want you to notice that the fourth note can feel and sound a little weird, a little out of tune. Some of these can feel and sound a little bit out of tune. So we make sure that we're always focusing our air down the center of the pitch, and our horn will slot it for us. And if that lands in a weird place, that's okay. We're not using our regular fingerings. We're just using harmonic series. And so it's okay if your ears say, oh, that sounds weird. As long as you feel like you are blowing down the center of the pitch, that is what the most important part of this exercise is. Okay. Last one down here, 1, 2, and 3. Again, still no trigger. Lots of tubing. So that one might feel a little sharp to you because it is. Cool. Now we're going to go back up. So T2-3. Same series, but just starting on a different pitch. Same pattern. Starting on that pitch. And we need a little bit more energy in the air, just a little bit more to hit these notes instead. Great. And now we're going up. So T1, 2 next. T1, T1. Okay, T2. And last one, T open. Really try to just trust your air and just float through this whole thing rather than trying to reach up to those notes. Great. Wonderful job. I recommend doing those nice and right in a row. If it's very early in the morning, playing one and then pausing for about 5 seconds and then playing the next and then pausing can be a good idea, just to give your face a little bit more time to get some blood back into it. Yeah, and just keep focusing on that ease. If it's not easy, if it's not perfect, if it's not immediately centered today, that's okay. This is a deceptively difficult exercise, and if it sounds easy when I play it, that's just because of how long I've been playing the horn. So be patient with yourself. Really make sure that you're focusing on the ease of the lips within the mouthpiece and the air stream being consistent, and focusing on the air reaching that aperture and going straight for it. I hope this is helpful. If you want to then do something like the stamp or the Dufresne's routine or anything like that, or the DT routine, the Denise Tryon routine, whatever it is, this can be a great beginning to your day before you go into a more intense warm-up. If you would like to add it, if you feel like you need to increase your time of your warm-up, if you feel like you need to start with a little more ease, this is a great way to do it. Hope it's been helpful. I'm Professor Smith. Have a great day. Happy practicing. That's our first note. Okay. And the pattern that we'll do will be both a slurred pattern followed immediately by an articulated pattern. The same pattern but articulated. So listen for that. Starting on that pitch.